Hello and welcome to Reality Recapped, where I recap all of the trashiest reality shows. My name is Heather and I have a degree in psychology, and it's through that lens that I watch these shows and provide commentary. Please keep in mind that I have not met with any of these couples individually or one-on-one, so please take my comments as simply opinions. My goal with the channel is to provide a light-hearted recap that can delve into relationship situations and self-help psychology-based information. This week, we're covering Little Ed and Liz. She's getting her makeup done for her engagement party, and her friend is holding her dog and makes this comment.
I wouldn't doubt if there is a wine stain on him somewhere.
What? How do you spill wine on your dog? I have a dog. He is wine colored. But I don't think I've ever spilled wine on him accidentally or otherwise. It is super bizarre and kind of just brings up the mental image that they're constantly drinking. Liz says that the dogs try to drink from their glass. And it just lets me know that their house is so stressful, even the dogs are drinking to escape the stress. Liz and her friend talk about her and Ed's relationship.
It seems like big changes have been made on both parts.
I don't agree at all.
Ed and I are in love, and what we have is real.
Real dysfunctional.
I got married at the age of 19. My second marriage, we were in Vegas and just walked into the courthouse.
So we're finally getting a little bit of back history into Liz's past relationships. And I know that she has alleged that her last serious relationship, and I don't know if this is her last marriage or if it's just her last relationship, that there was physical abuse. So what I've heard her say about Ed is that, yeah, it's not perfect, but compared to the last relationship she just came out of where she was scared for her physical safety, it feels so much better. And that just breaks my heart. Emotional abuse is still really troubling, and I worry for her.
I finally feel like I met my true love.
I could be wrong, but I don't think Ed is her true love. I think a lot of people have talked about what is her motivation? Why is she in this relationship? She must be hungry to be on television, which, is an option. That could be true. She also could like the money that he's making and like that lifestyle. And that also could be a true statement. But what I think is going on is Ed is able, not knowing to himself, but Ed is replicating for Liz how she was made to feel as a child in childhood. We know that her mom wasn't able to take care of her. She had a special needs child that needed more attention, and Liz's father was never around. So we know that Liz was raised by her grandparents. And depending upon the age that shift happened, when we're 5, we're not able to understand all of the implications. So sometimes you end up creating a story, a narrative about what happened and why you're with your grandparents. And I could see a 5-year-old making up a story, or younger, that there's something inadequate within them, that the mom didn't love them in the way that they loved the brother, and so she just kind of pushed her off. And that has huge emotional consequences. So what Liz is doing subconsciously is picking a partner that reminds her of how she felt as a child and trying to change that to the hook is that if I can make this person love me in the way that I want them to love me, that I deserve, somehow it frees up what happened in childhood. This is all subconscious, and it's also a theory. So take it with a grain of salt, but that's my theory on why she's so hooked into this relationship and keeps returning. Therapy is a great way to solve this, or if we can get a hold of this guy. I want to say that if you find yourself in a situation and you know this person isn't good for you, thinking about this in terms of this might be old stuff that's working its way through this relationship, and figuring that out can help reduce the intense attraction you have to that person, because you understand now it's not about this person, it's about you, right? Liz talks about the engagement party. So her family's going to be able to come, and some of her work friends, and no one is coming from Ed's side, although Ed, has some friends that are going to be in attendance.
Nice vest for tonight. I had to have it altered.
I'm gonna guess what he had to have altered was 2 vests sewn together to make one for this little guy who keeps talking crap about his fiancée gaining weight. Ironic.
I just want them to know this is the real deal.
It's such a bizarre thing to invite people to an engagement party and think one of the objectives is to prove that the relationship is real and it's true love.
Family's here.
My
which is
family is here,
amazing.
yes.
Ed's family has been invited to the ceremony, but they have not RSVP'd, and he's really hoping that they can come so he can show them.
They could see Liz and I interacting and that it is really love.
It's so weird to think that all they have to do is watch, and all we're doing is watching, and it's clear to us that it doesn't look like it's love at all. Liz talks about her mom being there.
I hope that she can be there for her daughter the way that she should be.
I think the subtext there is that the way she never was. She was never there for me as a mom.
I'm not dealing with drama, so you will be escorted out. Tonight's about love.
I can't imagine feeling like I needed to even make a statement. Like, at my engagement party, it's not about drama, it's about love. Like, that just seems so toxic and crazy. Liz and Ed arrive at their engagement party and go inside, and it looks like it's the nicest supply closet in all of San Diego. Ed completely leaves one of his friends hanging.
Party feels so good.
Ed says he even feels like a celebrity. No, just a guy in a reality show that's hated.
I'm a mix between Danny DeVito and George Clooney.
Jason Sudeikis.
Oh, I love him. He's cute, a ton of personality.
Yes, that's,
Yeah.
yeah.
The ego on this guy, oh my gosh. You know you're delusional, right?
Yeah.
Oh good, at least he admits it.
Family's here. I consider you my family.
The family looks pretty uncomfortable, but Liz's mom surprises us all. She says, "Personally, I had concerns. What my daughter had gone through just before you, I wanted her to take a break to figure out who she was again, so I was concerned. She means the world to me, and I just want her to be happy. But you have taken care of her, and you have brought my baby girl back from a dark, dark place." And then the grandma's like, "Oh, you're going to make us all cry. Cut it out." And she's passing out Kleenex to everybody. And I just have to say, we know the time of this party. Their episodes had already aired on TV. So if you saw that and think this is good for your daughter, it just is crazy.
I'm very shocked to have her blessing.
We're all shocked that you have her blessing. This just makes me so sad for Liz, because it just seems like even her mother isn't really like looking out for her. I also will add here that maybe what her mom is trying to do is not create distance between the two of them. That can be really hard if you have a loved one or a friend that's in a really bad relationship. You don't want to create hard lines because that just creates more distance. You want to let them know, hey, if you ever need anything, I'm here for you. And hope that when they decide to leave, they know that they still have that support from you. Looks like they had a fun drag show. I'm so annoyed the crew missed this disagreement that they had.
So the party's kind of wrapping up. Friend of Liz, grab her by the arm.
It's so bizarre that you'd have to have anyone escorted out of your engagement party. I'm sure that Liz probably has a lot of toxic dynamics and in many relationships, not just her romantic ones. And of course, Ed is so insecure that no matter what is going on, he's going to always draw the conclusion that somehow it's because she's cheating.
We got in a relationship.
Seriously?
That's what it looked like.
Ed could have approached this in so many different ways. First, maybe don't do it while she's been drinking. Second, maybe don't do it at a celebration of your love party. Maybe wait until the next day when everyone's calm and you can have a rational conversation. And Liz says to him,
Oh, go yourself.
No.
No,
Baby.
go have fun if that's what you're gonna think.
Liz's response is pretty over the top, but she also has been drinking, and we don't know how often she has to go through this line of questioning. So it might seem like she's overreacting. It might seem like she has something to hide, and maybe she does. Who knows? Liz is walking down the street barefoot, and she says to production,
I can't even stay out past 11 p.m. without his permission.
Liz is definitely intoxicated, and she's talking a little bit more frankly than we normally get from her. She mentions her grandmother asking her if she would take care of Ed, and she responds,
I would 100% take care of him, but like if I were to be fragile tomorrow, I don't think he would take care of me in the way that I would take care of him, and that's what sucks.
I completely agree with her. I don't think Ed would take care of her. I don't think he's a caretaker. I think he's someone who wants to be cared for, and it's more of a one-directional thing than anything.
I'm pissed, embarrassed, and I'm worried about Liz.
So Ed says that he's worried about Liz, who is intoxicated and walking down the street with no shoes on. And instead of trying to de-escalate the situation, he is adding more kindling to the fire.
An entire evening for your mom, for your grandma. You are out of control. You're drunk.
So are you thinking you're going to calm her down by saying this? If you're worried about her safety, make that the number one concern. Let's get you home. Let me get you an Uber. Let's calm down. Everything's okay. And then I think the next day when she's sober, you can have a conversation and address all this. This is the first time we're catching him on camera, how he seems to be outside of the show. Remember the audio that she leaked of how he was speaking to her? We're finally hearing Ed how he is in a relationship, and it's pretty sad.
Liz, you're drunk, and there was something going on there.
He continues to escalate the situation instead of calming everything down. He's insistent that something is going on with this person, and he can't marry her until he knows.
Leave the ring and pack your stuff and move out. You're not ready to get married.
So he says this, and then right after that, he says this.
I want to marry you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
This is the carrot that he's dangling. I want everything to be good, but you have to cooperate and do what I want you to do. You're going to have to admit that you had a relationship with this person for us to get married. So his suspicion has turned to fact, and it doesn't matter what Liz says. This is what happened. Liz takes off her ring, leaves it on the producer's phone, and walks away. Woohoo! Our celebration is short-lived because we see in the next episode that Liz is still in the same wedding dress, looks like the same night, and they're in Ed's living room hashing it out. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you next time.